Hi, friends. It's Elisa here. I just wanted to pop by your page for a little bit and talk about valuing who you are and why you are. And so I get a lot of questions about how do you do it? How do you stay focused? How do you stay driven? And how do you keep up with all the wonderful things you get to do in the world? And so that question, a lot of times I smile. And I believe that most people who ask me, they're sincerely thinking, oh, really, how do you do it? I'll say the how becomes easier when you know the why, right? And so, as I said, I want to just chit chat about valuing who you are and why you are. Because a lot of us have wonderful things and titles in the world. It doesn't matter whether you posted it on Facebook or it's on your LinkedIn status. We've got things, we all play important roles. I would say if your title is stay-at-home mom, your title is just as important as CEO. For God's sake, you are the CEO of an entire house and an organization that tends to want to lead itself most of the time anyway. And so you are not the roles and titles that you play. It's important for me to remind you that when someone says, so who is Elisa White? I seldom answer to, I'm speaker, trainer, coach. I seldom ever answer to, I am a global professor at IIU. I am a educator. I'm a trainer. I usually smile because that answer is not wrapped up in my accolades. That answer is the essence of who I am. If you look at my profile here on Facebook, it says woman. As a matter of fact, I embody that more than I embody any of my accolades. Because being a woman is feminine. Being a woman is divine. I look at my humanity and who God created to me to be in the world, and my very essence and presence to be who I am. And for me, verbalizing that to someone else can be a challenge. But you sitting with me or spending time with me and conversating with me, you experience who I am. Quirky, silly, fun, serious, diplomatic, diverse, multi-passionate, compassionate, very strict sometimes. All of those wonderful attributes that just comes up to make me. So in the middle of this, I want to pause for a minute. And I want you to close your eyes and think about when you're asked, who are you? What comes up for you? If you truly sit with yourself for a minute and ask yourself, who am I? What are the answers that are coming up for you? Let me just take my glasses off a little bit. What are the answers coming up for you? Because a lot of times you start to think about your roles. And those roles change even throughout the course of the day. Because you might be at work as a CEO and your daughter calls, male or female, and you change in that moment. You're not thinking about the staff and the company and the revenue. You're thinking about what's going on with her. Why is she calling? So you grab that phone and you hit into parent mode right away. So who you are is not your roles and your titles. Key thing. So let's go back. So Elisa, how do you do what you do, all that you do? See, friends, there was a point in my life about 7 years ago we're coming up on, when I had to answer the question, Elisa, who are you? As I share over time that I came in the face of going through separation and divorce. And that was, for me, a lot of time, when I hear stories of divorce, it's very different. My ex and I decided and conversated around the terms of separation and just separating in general. And one of the key things that was at play in our conversation was purpose. Yeah. See why my platform is built on a foundation of conversation and discussion and the need for each of us to understand our purpose, our exact why. And so when we came to that conversation, everything we did after that remained focused on purpose. Your purpose, my purpose, our purpose, or not purpose together. And so it was very, 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 very painful. Very, 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 very hard. But I was able to step into a space where I was now looking at my why. For sure, for sure, for sure. And like I always share, I was already living my purpose, but I wasn't intentional about it. And so what changed over time is that I got sunk in and dug into exactly why I am still alive after everything I've gone through. And all of us have that moment where we ask, oh God, why didn't you just take me then? Because this is hard. And just when I thought I've gone through the hardest thing, something harder happens, for lack of a better word. And so as I sat there, days, nights, it was important for me to focus on why, to ask the question, why, to ask the question, who am I? And as the answers came up for me, that's when you see my face starts to light up. That's when I knew how I wanted to show up in the world and how I wanted to answer when my name was called. What I wanted to do and how I wanted to impact the world. You see, your why is not just a thing that you decide what you're going to do with your career. Your why is also your who you are. Your why, your purpose, is also your who you are. And so once you determine who you are, the why becomes simple because it doesn't go without each other. And the how is even a lot easier because you're focused on who you are. This is why my platform is focused on ambitious game changers who are connected to their core values, true beliefs, and living a life of authenticity, living out their purpose. Because once you know who and you stay committed to who you are, then the why you are and how it's manifested to impact the world becomes easy. And the how you will, you get millions of opportunity to demonstrate that how. And so again, back to the question, Elisa, how do you do it? It's the why I do it. It's the who I am when I show up. It's what you get when you're looking at my recordings or you're experiencing me in training or in a keynote. It's just me, Elisa. I don't have to conjure up anything, but I bring me to this table. And so all the accolades, all the titles, all the gifts I get to share in whether it's my own business or an organization I work for or a company I collaborate with, or I have an assignment or a title there. It's my why and it's who I am. And so getting up at 2 a.m. sometimes, 4 a.m. sometimes becomes easier. The first thing is I take care of myself. I take care of my body. I take care of my loved ones. And then I get to give my gift to the world. That's me. And so what I found once I was in tune and in alignment with my why and who I am, the amount of opportunities that were laid before me, I don't say it braggingly, I still have not begun the knocking process, which says, hi, I'm Elisa White. Here's what I do, and here's how I want to come into your company and help your people, and how I want you to pay me. Opportunities flow because who you are will attract energies, people, opportunities, open and bust open doors and tear up glass ceilings. When you are so confident in the who you are, then the why you are, then the how you are becomes easy. I'm saying that over and over again. I didn't plan this. I just knew I wanted to talk to you. So follow me along. I haven't even started knocking yet, but I'm never short of opportunities to bring me and my purpose to a platform or to behind closed doors. Much of what I get to do, I don't talk about. And while that has to change, because what I've learned is when I show up in the world more in front of more people are encouraged to be more of themselves. And the more authentic, empowered, ambitious, and relentless individuals that show up in the world and knows who they are and why they are, the better our planet is. It's what I've found to be the greatest gift we can give, not just to ourselves, but the world, is to just show up in authenticity, empowered and confident of who we are and why we are. And so, like I said, those opportunities start to present themselves. And now we're sitting there with the plight of which ones do I choose? Which one now aligns with exactly where I am with my purpose? Because see, your purpose is not going to look the same. The essence of who you are never changes. The purpose of why you are never changes, which is your purpose. But the way in which you demonstrate it can look different throughout the courses of your life. Again, don't take your purpose into who you are and wrap it up into your accolades and your titles. Because if you do, you'll be spending hours, days, weeks, sometimes months and years grieving over lost relationships, grieving over being let go from a job or having to quit a job because it didn't align with your spirit, your soul anymore, but you made good money. You would grieve less on things that you have to let go of, or the things that let go of you. You would grieve for shorter periods of time. You will recover quickly. Your bounce back game will be top notch if you stay focused on who and why you are. I promise you. So you ask me again, Elisa, how do you do it? I'm just giving you some of my little, I don't call it a secret sauce, because your soul already knows that what I'm saying is good for you. It might not be exactly the same, my blueprint, because we all have a different blueprint, but it makes sense to your soul that I say, know the who and the why you are. If you are a leader, a CEO, a government official, I've got all kinds of people on this here Facebook social media platform of mine, whether this is reaching you on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got some amazing people around me here, but you are not your accolades, you are not your title. So give yourself the opportunity for some time with us, just you. You can do it over an extended period of time all at one time, or you can do it in intervals. What I tell you, it takes time to come to that space, depending on how much work you've been in to put in, but there's always constant daily revision. And the question is, and I just had this conversation with one of my dynamic friends, coach, speaker, trainer as well. And I wrote this some years ago, about 2 years ago. How does what I'm doing right now align with my purpose? How does what I'm doing right now align with who I am? Because see, when you start to feel jittery and uneasy and stressed inside, I'm not talking about COVID stress. I'm not demising any of that stuff. That's huge, it's big stress. But the biggest conflict and the biggest stress are the ones of when we feel inauthentic and we feel like we're misrepresenting our own self and our own truth in life. If you can keep a grip on that and know how to nip that in the bud real quick, then those outward external challenges and difficulties will become easier for you to handle. You'll be in a clearer, more positive growth mindset type place, success driven, goal oriented, also resolution and oriented to be able to solve and deal with the issues you have to deal. If inside of you, you're at peace with yourself. So Alisa, how do you do what you do? Because of the who I am and why I am. I declare this year the year of the healed you. I encourage you to value who you are and value why you are. I'm Alisa, and I will see you soon. Let me know that this made sense with your spirit. Let me know that this resonates with you somehow by putting a comment in the box and also sharing it with a friend. Follow me on all social media outlets on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The message is the same. It's to know who you are and why you are, and then lead from that place of authenticity and empowerment. I love you. Love, light, peace, and blessings. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.